Good morning. This is walk number 3 on Exmoor, and I'm in the lovely little village of Luxborough again to do another woodlands walk. Parts of it will cover the walk from walk number 1 and parts of it are new. So we're parked in the village hall car park again, opposite these lovely thatched houses, cottages. When is it a cottage, when is it a house? And today promises to be a gorgeous day, and it is quite mild. Driving here from Exford, you could see steam rising up from the forests where the sun and the warmth have made all the water, the rain and the dew evaporate. It's a pub, the Royal Oak. Never been. And this is the section where we came back on Monday, by the little stream that runs in front of these houses, buildings. There's a sweet little bridge over to each property. I'm doing a walk that includes bits of walks, plural, that I did this time last year, which I really loved. Look at that. On walk 1 I pointed out a signpost to Treborrough, and I said that's where I was staying last year, and that's the path we're going to be taking. We're not going all the way to Treborrough, but we are heading up that path. If you can hear rattling, I don't know if you can, but it's some ice in my drink that I brought, which will no doubt melt. If you've been following these walks, you'll know that these walks this week, that is, I've been talking about mental health quite a bit, and also my mum and dementia. You'll also note that I said that there's the option to turn the sound off if you don't want to hear me talking. I might even make these videos private. I haven't decided yet, in which case you won't hear any of this. I have to see how I feel about it. There's still a kind of stigma, isn't there, about mental health, as if you can just snap out of it. Cheer up, it may never happen, there are worse people worse off than you, etc, etc, etc. Which is kind of ridiculous in a day and age when more and more research is being done about the brain to find out why it behaves in certain ways. I was reading a really good website this morning that I found, which is called ptsd.com, I think. I'll put a link to it. It's got some really good insights into the changes that the brain makes, the physical changes that the brain makes when you experience trauma, and why it goes on to continue to protect you by numbing you down. It's called dissociation, numbing, emotional numbing, which is something I've been experiencing this week. And my theory, which is probably backed by science, we need to be going up here, is that it's all the stuff with my mum that's pinged me back probably a few years into PTSD recovery. Though I was talking to a very good friend of mine this morning on WhatsApp, who I met through the world of eating disorder parents of children with eating disorders. Met her 13, 14 years ago. Wonderful, wonderful dear friend, whose daughter went through virtually identical experience of anorexia to my son, and she initially contacted me as a result of reading my blog that I wrote extensively over a number of years. And that's how we made friends, and we are still friends. Anyway, she was saying, because she is a trained nurse and she worked as a mental health nurse for a number of years too, and of course she has massive insights into all of this because she's been going through it as well, and also because of her training. And she said, I don't believe that PTSD ever truly goes. You're stuck with it for life. I think it can be managed and at least understood. And I think once you understand how the brain works and why it does what it does, it makes it easier. I'm seeing a therapist who's supposed to be an expert in the treatments of PTSD. But she said to me on the first session the other week that I didn't look like somebody who has PTSD. And I found that quite surprising, because the emotional numbing effect that is one of the symptoms of PTSD goes to when other people don't realise what's going on inside. You look completely normal to everybody. And it alarms me, you know, a lot. Because I remember something upset my son quite a lot on the second attempt at university while he was recovering from anorexia. And at the time, because the first attempt failed miserably, and if you look at my blog, I'll put a link below to that. You look at my blog from 2012 and you'll read about what happened during the first attempt. And then the second attempt, we spent months and months preparing him, we being him and me, for university, so it would hopefully work out a second time round. And we went to see various student support services before he started to make them aware of what was up with him and try and ease him in as easily as possible. And it wasn't too far from home anyway, which was a bonus and proved a bonus later on. But what I'm on about here is when we went to the student health centre and we had a meeting with the nurse in charge, and she said, "You don't look like someone who's got an eating disorder." And my son and me both recoiled in utter horror. And it's one of the things when I did talks, public speaking on eating disorders, and one of my major messages was and is, you can't always tell if someone has an eating disorder, especially in a male. They don't necessarily present. And we had problems with CAMS when my son started treatment for his anorexia with them, because again, he didn't look, to all intents and purposes, to somebody who'd never seen him before, like there's anything wrong with him. But of course they'd never seen him as a rugby player, which was a big, huge rugby player, had they? And also, CAMS looked at me and said, well, I can tell that the natural genetic physical makeup in your family is of someone who's quite slim. So they really didn't think that my son was way off recovery, weight-wise. Ooh. How ignorant, because what they didn't know was that my slim figure was a result of years and years and years of punishing hard work, diets and exercise to keep it that way. Of course, dealing with my son put paid to all that, and my figure has never been the same since, but hey, that's not a problem. So, I can't remember where I started with this talk. It's rambling. Let's just check we're on the right path. I started off, I think, by talking about reading about the brain changes, didn't I? When you've experienced trauma. And also why I was reading about why the brain gets stuck on red alert, because it is true, it's a natural thing. The brain, the communication, the links between what would usually in the hippocampus tell the amygdala, another part of the brain, that you get signals, oh my god, terrible trauma, help. Amygdala communicates with the hippocampus, and the hippocampus then sends a signal back saying, it's okay, false alarm, nothing to worry about, you're okay, and calm down, and you do calm down. But with PTSD, that link is broken. So there's nothing telling the amygdala to calm down. It still thinks there's a threat. And it gets stuck there. I'm hoping that some EMDR processing therapy that I'm hoping to have next week will help restore that link, though I'll believe it when I see it. I bought a set of 5 sessions with this woman. You have to buy a bulk load of sessions, and we'll see how they go. Can't afford more than that. Anyway, that's that. And here I am, walking along a very muddy track. Mud. I had this problem when I was in Devon last month too. My brain was just not right. Stuck in this numbness, this twilight zone. So who do you think has got the better sense of direction, men or women? Both my son and husband say, oh, definitely men. I say women's sense of direction is rubbish. And my son was walking in North Wales in Snowdonia last week, and it was really foggy, and he reckons it's due to men's inbuilt sense of direction that got him back to the village where he began the walk. Spatial awareness, he said. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I know that sat-nav maps have been greatly helpful to me to make sure I'm on the right track. Though there are times when they're either offline or it's out of, it's 100 yards back, it's not updated itself, which I know last year has ended up taking me and my son through the most awful bog on Dartmoor. Oh, and that's how I ended up in a bog in the Peak District, which I talked about last time. Oh, beautiful little cottage down there, thatched. Yeah, when is it a house? When is it a cottage? Can it be both? Is a cottage just a very old, small house? I know that for tunnels, there's a certain amount of yardage, imperial measurements here, before a bridge becomes classified as a tunnel. It's just like an extended bridge, really. There's a point when it becomes a tunnel. but I don't think that's the case for houses and cottages. It's a bit off the beaten track, parts of this walk. Some of it is on. We'll join the Coleridge Way before too long. Keep on going diagonally. Quite warm now. some cows over there. As you know, I don't like cows in a field where I'm walking. Let's hope these cows are more interested in chilling out than in me. Look at this. It's the beech trees and the little hidden cottage house thing. Cottage house, I don't know which to call it now. Cottage. It's the cottage. I'm thinking this looks awfully like the gate that I was wanting to go through, but it's not on the walk I mapped out, so this must be the right way. It is absolutely where I was wanting to be, which is not where I'd marked out today's route, this gate. This gate is what I've used this picture as my Facebook banner image because I just love the idea that we're plunging into woodland. And if I'd gone the way I'd mapped out, I would have missed this. It must be another gate. It's funny how memory plays tricks and you think, oh, it was somewhere else, but it wasn't, it was here all along. So this is the gate that I've been thinking about all year, really, because I just really love it. And look at this. It will cut the walk short though, but never mind. It's very damp today, the moss. And last year I took a photo of that tree stump with the mushrooms growing on it. This will take us back down to that little lane, and then there's a path up to Druid's Combe. So this is not Coleridge Way, that's further over, which would have meant going through the cows. I might do some of that in another walk this week, avoiding the cows. That is evil plant, Himalayan balsam. We call it evil plant. It's quite easy to pull up, and it's best to pull it up when there are no seeds that can spread. It's a bastard. Sorry, excuse my swearing. I really hate it. It's taking over everywhere. Evil plant is what we... That's funny, isn't it? We've always called it that. There's quite a bit of it. So, kind of losing a battle, aren't you? Takes over our indigenous species. It's all the way up there. And it was just one person who brought it to the UK, thinking, oh yeah, I'll take this sample seed back. Like Victorians, they tended to do that, didn't they? And then look what happens. I bet if you come along here next summer or the following few summers, it'll be everywhere. Has very shallow roots, that's why it's so easy to pull up. Can grow to about 8-10 feet high. I've seen it at that height, when all you can see on either side is, it's like this pine forest, but Himalayan balsam. We will be walking down my favourite track around here. Again, we walked up it on the walk on Saturday, walk number 1. This time we'll be walking down it at the end of the walk, heading back to Luxborough. Luxborough, as I said, on the first walk, comprises 3 separate hamlets or mini villages. Kingsbridge, Pool Town and another one. The village hall, if you're looking for somewhere to park, is in Kingsbridge. Not to be confused with Kingsbridge in Devon. Coming down to the little lane. And we'll be crossing the little bridge. This is the lane we started out on from Luxborough. A land for sale at Druid's Combe, Rosewater, which I don't expect you could build on, but if you could, I'd get my husband to build a little cottage, and we do crafting and baking and stuff. So if you want some land, 52 acres of land, you've got until the 6th of December to put a tender in. And if you get the stream included in the sale. This bridge is so overgrown you can't even see the stone. But it is there. We head up here now. We zigzag up into Druid's Combe. This is called Druid's Combe Farm. What a wonderful name. Druid's Combe Farm. It would not be the same at any other time of year, this. No. Horse chestnut leaves and oak leaves and some beech. Imagine living here. Can't help but think we've missed the turning. I think we should be heading up into the woods, not along the flat. The satellite's not working brilliantly here. But I have got a screenshot of the map of the route. think this is where we're supposed to be going. Yeah. But that was rather nice, walking along the stream. We're heading deep into Druid's Combe forest. We sort of zigzag round. It's supposed to be wonderful sunshine today, but never mind. At the end here we take a left. I think it's here. Or a bit further. I really like this woodland. Not everyone likes pine trees, but when there's other trees too and other foliage, I don't have a massive problem with it, especially at this time of year. So shortly we do come to that left turn. Not there yet. It's a little waterfall. I don't know if you can see it. Look at this, I love this. Bracken. It's all golden. Not all of it, some of it's still green. When I came last year, it was the end of November. So we're about 2 weeks behind that. Much the same there as it was last year though. Look down there, isn't it beautiful? So of course you do get to see things and go places when you're walking that you could never do on a bike. Well, on a mountain bike you could maybe see some of it, but it's not the same. And anyway, I can't cycle because my bike's off the road. I think this time next week I'm getting it fixed. A new left shifter. I haven't had though that current one on terribly long, about 18 months. So I had both the shifters replaced when I upgraded to hydraulic disc brakes from the mechanical disc brakes that the bike came with. It needed different shifters and cables and things. Not cheap. Cost me about £145, and then I've got the fitting on top of that. So I think my first state pension payment, which I'll be getting at some point this month, will help pay for that. Got a busy week next week. Got a bit of work to do too. I know I'm officially retired, but There's one client I still do occasional work for, who I really enjoy working for them. I've got a little job to do when I get back. And I've got all these videos to edit, which I'll gradually do. I want to reproduce the colours properly, because videos like camera shots can be quite dull, not bring out the warmth of the colours, and that's so important. So I'll see what I can do on the video editing software. These oak leaves now. But as I said yesterday, not an acorn to be seen. Just a carpet of oak leaves. Carpet down there. Holly. This is where we swing down to cross the stream. Leaving the pine trees behind, we got a normal woodland now. Crossing the stream, except there's not much of it, if anything. It looks to have dried up. I can see some water there. Hear it, yeah. There is some, so maybe it's gone underground. There's all this water as well. back to the pine trees. so quiet, isn't it? So quiet. Which is what I came here for, quiet woodland. I may do the walk up to Dunkery Beacon, maybe, tomorrow. Some of that is through woodland. I've only done that once, many years ago, when my son was a child. Ah, muddy. Yuck. Why go that way? It's a shame I can't smell properly or taste properly still after the norovirus. It was the same, my son had something similar when I was on Dartmoor in October. I think it was probably the same bug, and it took him a while to get his taste buds back and smell back. A bit like with COVID. That must be the lane. We're not going to come out exactly where I wanted to come out, so I'm going to have to walk up the lane a little bit. Mainly the fault of that footpath sign back there that said that was the footpath. But never mind. Never mind. Oh, a carpet of beech leaves. It looks like we're joining the path anyway that comes down, lower down the lane. So we could have stayed on that, but it doesn't matter. Let's go up here. Well, I don't know actually. I don't want to end up going back. No, let's carry on down here. Oh, some blackberries still. So, rejoined that path after that little detour. I do believe this is the path we came down last time, because I remember that fence and that cottage crosses it, and we can take another footpath that will take us to where we had planned to be, with any luck. Seems to be making this up as I go along, don't I? Yeah, here's the footpath. Oh, we turn right. Let's go here. Quite steep. See the thatched roof, that cottage. A beautiful little orange tree. So many little paths, aren't there, through these woods. Some of them are fire breaks, of course. Forestry Commission, pine trees. Look at this carpet of beech. Tell you what, the map at the start of this video is going to look really strange. Going to be going all over the place because I'm tracking it on Strava and also on the Ordnance Survey app, so we'll get a map at the end of it, whichever way. So this is the lane. We go straight across, and what happens then? We go straight across. Road to Combe. We touched on that on Saturday's walk, but we're going along a different path. Oh. It's good for leg muscles, this. Which will help on the bike. Back into deep, dark woodland. We go straight over. Oh, sweating. Here we are. Sun's coming out a bit. And still we climb. Look how dark it is in there. Not a chink of light. Blimey, it's warm. I couldn't believe it was November apart from the trees. So what we do is we go along here for a little while and then we turn off. Oh, I'm sweating. This must be where we turn off here, on the right. My husband sent me some photos of him walking up in North Yorkshire at Goathland, near the North York Moors Railway, and he was all wrapped up in scarf, hat, gloves. Blimey, the weather's quite different here. There we go, up here. I'm wishing I had a t-shirt on. still some tiny little buttercup type flowers. We've got gorse, we've got heather, which looks like it's died back. A little stray Christmas tree. We need some baubles to hang on it. Hey! After my encounter with dogs on the bike, they say you should just stand still and look away. Which I did. Hello. Right. We go through here, I think. It's a small bath, isn't it? I think we go up the hill here. This field is a bit boggy. I must be getting near the summit. I wonder if we'll get views today, which we didn't on Saturday because it was all foggy and misty. Because I think somewhere around here we cross the paths that we were walking then. The Bristol Channel looking over to Wales, and there's a little boat heading down to Avonmouth, I imagine. Ship, not a boat. This track brings us out at that junction of paths that we ended up at on Saturday, and we'll be walking down the beautiful track towards Luxborough. The track that we walked up on Saturday, which I love. Look at all those, that sort of carpet. It's a carpet, isn't it? Of green. It's a shame about the machinery, but this is a managed wood after all. Look at this greenery. This brings us back down the lovely track. And the lovely beech trees, which aren't as far advanced as they were last year, because I came 2 or 3 weeks later. And the colours were stunning. They're getting there. There is something about it though, with all those tall, slender tree trunks. Ooh, muddy. Mud. Especially when the sun shines through. There's just something about those trees that I think are quite amazing. So this is the bit I find most atmospheric out of all the places that I've been walking. Here and further down there on the left. And with the sun today, it makes it even nicer. It's very damp. Very damp. These magical trees. And the stumps where some trees have been felled. It's a very special place, this is. So it contrasts with that beyond the fallen down, tumbled down wall, the pine forest, contrasting with the beech wood. Is that not incredible? It's incredible. Just feels, I mean, you may think I'm being a bit soppy and a bit pathetic, but it just feels like a very, very special, magical place, and I like that. Why not? Why not? Why not? I don't really want to leave. Just so beautiful. Can I stay here? In a little woodland cottage, away from all the problems of this world. This tumble down wall. It's built really amazingly, isn't it? All the thin stones are kind of stacked up that way. Very different from our Yorkshire dry stone walls. I'm loath to leave that beautiful beech wood. It's so lovely. I'll be back next year. maybe. Loads of little baby fir trees. If they grow, it'd be really dense. They're like little baby Christmas trees. It's funny because it doesn't look the same from this angle. You have to see it from a certain angle. Squelchy mud. Now we're coming down to the unusual trees growing out of the wall. And the amount of stuff that's growing out of the wall is incredible. Got loads of things, haven't we? Apart from the moss and the bracken. And the baby Christmas trees. Oh, they're so cute. Tiny, tiny little trees. And here we have the beech trees that I love. Growing out of the wall, and everything is covered in green moss. And the leaves on top of the wall. The moss is so damp, not dry like it was yesterday where I was. Look at them. Oops. Little dustbin. I'm sure it's not used as a dustbin. This is where we joined the path on Saturday, but I think this time we'll just keep on going, and it brings us back down to where we started. Look at this, it's completely fallen over. This is underneath, quite shallow roots, so no wonder they fall over easily. Looks like it's been there for quite a while. It's the beautiful hills there, they all sort of link in, and very much a southwest thing. Sun. Oh, so nice to see the sun. So we've had days and days of gloom. Now we've got blue sky. Wow. Some silver birch. But the leaves are mainly oak. Beautiful old oak trees. Look over there. So pretty. And down there, if you can see it, the colours of that woodland. It's another wall up there, so overgrown it doesn't really look like one anymore. And all the beech trees growing out of it, like up there. So lovely, isn't it? Look at this. It's funny to think it's living, it's a living thing. So, as I said earlier, I think tomorrow we'll go to Dunkery Beacon through Horner Woods, which are famous. And Dunkery Beacon, of course, is famous. It's all sort of Lorna Doone land, isn't it? I've never actually read Lorna Doone. It used to be a favourite book of my grandpa, my mum's dad, and he used to tell me all about it. But I never read it. I shall read the story behind it tonight, the backstory, and read all about Dunkery Beacon and Horner Woods, and I'll talk about it tomorrow with any luck. we jump pheasants. It's just quite a steep lane. I'm glad I'm not walking up it. Whoops. How steep that hill is opposite. Oh. And we're nearly back in Luxborough. Kingsbridge, part of Luxborough. And a little stream, which I can hear. There it is, a little stream. Luxborough. Smoke coming out of that chimney. Took me a few attempts last night to get the log burner to work in the cottage, but did in the end. Here we are. Look at this sweet little stream that is so clear. Cute little bridges. Back to the pub. Now we're coming up to the car park, so I'll say thank you for watching, and if you've listened as well to my rants at the beginning, thank you for listening. And please Please be kind with any comments below, won't you? And if you can identify with any of the things I've talked about, then please do comment. Here we are back at the Village Hall car park. So, thank you for watching.